Welcome back to another episode of the Pretty Petty Podcast. I'm your host, Tito Alvin, and in this podcast, we talk about the hottest topics, trending issues, and everything pretty and petty. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the notification bell din para notified ka sa mga bagong episodes. Kung sa Spotify ka naman nakikinig, you can follow our podcast sa Spotify by going back to the main page, then click nyo lang yung follow button. You may also follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok by going to the link you see at the bottom of the screen. Today, we're going to talk about something a little controversial. Pero may tanong ako sa inyo. Kung marunong kayong mag-research, mag-edit ng dramatic video, gumamit ng serious background music at magsabi ng, "This is what they don't want you to know." Journalist ka na ba agad? O content creator ka lang na magaling mag-present ng information? Because recently, ang creator na si CJ Hero became the center of online debate matapos ang kanyang content involving Martin Romualdez. But the question is, investigative journalism ba to? Or content lang na mukhang investigative journalism? Ngayon, disclaimer ulit. This episode is not about hate. Hindi ito character assassination. And hindi rin ito simpleng usapan kung gusto ba natin ng isang creator o hindi. The bigger question here is actually bigger than CJ Hero. Sa panahon ng TikTok explainers, YouTube documentaries, podcast, live streams at algorithm-driven truth, sino na ba talaga ang pinagkakatiwalaan nating source of information? At kailangan pa ba ng credentials para paniwalaan ka ng tao? Or sapat na ang confidence, magandang editing at convincing storytelling? So, before we go into the deep dive, pag-usapan muna natin kung sino ba si CJ Hero at bakit siya naging malaking usapan online. If you don't know her, CJ Hero is a content creator known for making political and current events content. Usually mga mahahabang explainers, mga documentary style videos, and yung mga topics na medyo mabigat, seryoso, like politics, corruption, social issues, mga ganyang level. And let's be honest, kapag ang content ay may kasamang dramatic music, mga seryosong voice-over, mga screenshots dito, screenshots doon, timeline, no parang Netflix documentary ang editing, medyo tumataas ang credibility points niyan sa utak natin. Parang automatic mo na iisip is, uy, may budget. And to be fair, no, maraming creators ngayon ang gumagawa ng ganitong klaseng style of content because let's be honest, mas madaling i-digest yung information. Kasi minsan, mas kaya pang tapusin ng tao ang isang 20-minute na YouTube video explaining some things kaysa magbasa ng mahabang news article about it. And honestly, that's valid. Hindi man lahat may oras para magbasa ng mahabang reports, mga komplikadong reports, no? So creators who simplify information for the public will definitely fill in the gap. Pero, dito, medyo nagiging interesting yung conversation. Because lately, CJ Hero found herself in the middle of a very heated online debate matapos ang kanyang content involving Martin Romualdez. At split ang internet dito one faction says, sa wakas, may someone talking about powerful people. Pero meron din nagsasabi na, wait, di man to investigative journalism eh. And honestly, that's the question that made me pause. Kapag informative ang content, do you consider that journalism right away? Kapag magandang editing, convincing ang delivery, ibig bang sabihin nun verified na din yung info? Are we starting to confuse well-packaged information with actual investigation? Kasi trust me, magkaiba yun. So, ano ba talaga nangyari? At bakit suddenly naging malaking usapan si CJ Hero? Recently, CJ with PGMN released content involving Martin Romualdez tackling issues related to corruption allegations, flood control spending, at mga concerns involving public accountability. And naturally, because this involved a very powerful political figure, a lot of people paid attention. Now, to be fair, maraming viewers ang natuwa sa content. Kasi for some people, finally daw, someone was talking about issues na hindi masyadong pinag-uusapan in a way na madaling maintindihan. Not everybody wants to sit through government reports, Senate hearings, or mahahabang investigative articles. So, kung may creator na kayang i-break down yung mga complicated issues into something smaller, something digestible, of course we will take it. And honestly, that's a valid point. Pero syempre, hindi lahat convinced. Because while some people praised the content, others started asking questions like, wala namang bagong information dito. Was this an actual investigation? I thought this was an expose. So, where's the new information? Was this mostly information that already existed, repackaged into a documentary-style format? And this is where the criticism starts getting louder. Kasi may mga critics na nagsimulang magtanong kung meron ba talagang bagong tidbit of information dito? O kinumpile mo lang yung mga existing reports, existing videos na already available in the public. May iba rin nag-describe dito as recycled reporting while others went as far as calling it as AI slop. Now, before we go further, mag-disclaimer ulit ako na hindi ibig sabihin na informative content has no value. Kasi let's be honest, maraming creators today, myself included, ang tumutulong mag-explain ng issues. But there's a difference between explaining information and actually investigating information. And again, importanteng distinction yun. So let's talk about the actual elephant in the room. What exactly made people question this content? Kasi if we strip away the dramatic music, the serious delivery, and yung very documentary style presentation, may actual investigation ba talagang nangyari? And before anyone gets defensive, magkaiba kasi talaga yun. There's a difference between a person explaining information and, finding new information. There's a difference between breaking down a story and breaking a story. Ang expectation kasi kapag ang content ay expose or investigative, people naturally expect something new. New documents, new evidence, new sources, new revelations. Parang ang expectation mo is may bago kang madidiscover. Na may revelation, may bagong info, or at least may bagong angle na mapapaisip ka kung bakit ngayon mo lang ito nalaman. Pero for some critics, ang sinasabi nila, parang nakita at narinig nila yung mga information na ito before. And that's where words like quote-unquote recycled reporting started coming up. Again, to be fair that doesn't automatically mean the content is useless. Kasi minsan, valuable din naman yung pag-compile ng info para mas maintindihan ng publiko. And that matters. Pero again, the question is, how is the content being presented? Commentary ba to? Research? Expose? Political explainer? Or something that presents itself closer to investigative journalism? Kasi, again, those are not the same thing. And magkaiba rin ang expectations ng audience sa bawat isa. If it looks investigative, people expect investigative standards. And honestly, I don't think this conversation is about CJ Hero. Traditional media ay hindi na masyadong trusted kumpara before. Maraming tao ang pagod na sa politics, pagod na sa mga ganitong klaseng headlines, pagod na sa mainstream media. And because of that, people started turning to creators. Creators who explains issues. Creators who summarize complicated topics. Creators who make information easier to digest. And there's nothing wrong with that, no? Myself included. At what point do we stop being content creators and start being treated like journalists? Because magkaiba yun. They don't come with the same expectations. Kasi kapag creator ka, people expect your opinion. Like me, I'm a creator. And you guys expect my opinion, my take on things. Pero kapag journalism ang dating, people expect verification, fact-checking, sourcing, and accountability. Maybe that's why this whole CJ Hero conversation became a big deal. Because for some people, the conversation was never about whether they like CJ or not. The question for them was, ano ba talaga ang role niya sa space na to? Is she a content creator? Is she a commentator? Is she a researcher or a journalist? And maybe that's the question we should all be asking more often online. Kasi in today's digital world, truth sometimes feels very algorithm-driven. Sino ba talaga ang pagkakatiwalaan nating source of information? And more importantly, when does content stop being content and start becoming our responsibility? Now, before we end, I want to leave you with this question. When content is presented as journalism, shouldn't it also meet journalistic standards? Fair ba yun? Or are we expecting too much from creators? Okay, at dyan na nagtatapos ang episode natin today. Please don't forget to like and share this episode. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our podcast on Spotify. Please follow nyo yung mga social media pages natin sa Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Makikita nyo yung link sa ilalim ng screen or just go to linktr.ee/prettypettythepodcast. Kung isa kang brand looking for partnership and collaboration, sendan nyo lang ako ng email at prettypettythepodcast@gmail.com. And with that, lagi natin tatandaan to always stay pretty at huwag maging petty. Bye-bye!